Anyone who wants to lead us in a word of prayer? Okay, yes, Madri.
In the name of the Father, and of the Holy Spirit, omnipotent Lord, we thank you for the gift of life. We thank you for the gift of this night. We pray that, Lord, you help us and send us your spirit, help remember everything that we learned today, and help us to implement it even in our experience. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen. Thank you so much for the word of prayer. In case of anything, I'll allow you to unmute. Now, focus, today our focus is going to be on this topic. Today, our focus. Now, what are we going to be doing? Every day we shall be coming here. We shall be handling a section. We are going to be handling sections. So today, the first one we are going to start with is going to be data and probability. Then tomorrow, we shall still look at data and probability. Then after those 2 days, we shall go on. Now, under data and probability, this is where we have our item number 3 and item number 4. So what are we going to do? I'm preparing you for item 3 and item 4 today and tomorrow. And my prayer is that for any part or any section we are going to deal with, that you can be in position to score your 20 on that particular number. So we are going to first finish this item 3 and 4, and to ensure that each and every one of you, at least you can be able to score a 20 as a maximum for that particular number. So we are going to be dealing with one by one. And that's what we are going to be doing within these 2 hours. We shall be meeting. By the time we shall finish the holiday, we shall have completed all the sections that we need for this particular thing. And today, particularly, we are going to look at what we call set theory. And anything we do, please make sure you give it a lot of attention in your preparation for your final exams. So give it a lot of attention and make sure you understand everything we are going to be dealing with. So item number 3 and item number 4, these are the topics that you should expect. Either it will be data collection or graphs, set theory, matrices, and probability. However, for this one, they can easily combine. So they can combine set theory and they combine it with probability. So set theory and probability can be combined and you form one number. But still, they can bring data collection on as an independent number. So data collection can come as an independent number, and this data collection can as well be also combined with some kind of probability. Then graphs can also come alone on its own, as well as matrices. So each of these sections we are seeing data, graph, set, matrices, and probability, they can be set on their own without them being accompanied with any other part. So that's what we are going to deal with today. And today particularly, we are going to be looking at what we call set theory. That's what we are going to start with, what we call set theory. Now, as we approach set theory, you need to know what are the do's and the don'ts when you are attempting that number. In order for you to be able to score that 20, what do you need to know? 1, whenever you meet the number of set theory, 1, summarize your data and define all the variables that you are using. When you find that set number, what are you going to do? They will give you a lot of words. Please go on and summarize your data. And by summarizing, we expect you to use the set notations that you learned in your class. And by defining the variables used, in case, let me say they said the number of people who use maybe Galaxy phones. So we expect you that when you are defining, you are going to say that let G represent the number of people who use the Galaxy phones. Let F be the number of people who use this kind of phones. Let I represent the number of people who use iPhones. So you must first summarize and define each and every variable that you are going to use. Don't just use things out of the blue without you defining what you are using. The moment you define, it means you're going to be able to score on what you have defined. Then also make sure you summarize. Do not just go straight and draw the diagram, the set theory, the diagram, the circles, and the rest of that. No, please go on and summarize your data that the number of people who do for G is equal to this. The number of people who do it for this is equal to this. That's what we call the summary. That the number of people who take G intersection I is equal to this. So you make sure you summarize your data very well. Number 2, make sure you use a pair of compasses to draw the circles. Some of you, you always want to use a free hand. You draw your circles like this. Please, this is not allowed. You're going to miss out on the accuracy because someone will look at your work, the excellence, and you'll be missing it out. So make sure you use your pair of compasses. Don't use free hand when you are drawing. And after drawing your three circles, please go on and use and draw a rectangle around it. So it is a rectangle around it. So you draw a good rectangle around the circles. So make sure you do it. Number 4 is the conclusion. If you have interacted well, you have noticed that for many of those numbers of set theory, they'll ask you for a conclusion. And when you are giving a conclusion, we always give it in words. Don't say that is 0.1 as your conclusion. No, go on and give the reason. So here you must conclude with a reason. With a reason. Don't just write something without you giving a reason why. In case maybe they had told you that the number of people that maybe when you make your calculations, find out if the number exceeds 0.1 and you make your calculation and maybe you get 0.3, then you must conclude and say, since the number of people who offer maybe this particular subject is exceeding 0.1, then the school should go on and do this and the other. So make sure that your conclusion has the reason, so you give the why. That's in simple terms. Give the why. Don't just give what, but give why are you saying so. So you must always conclude with a reason. Number 5, always start with the intersection region. When after drawing your diagram, check out, have they given you this intersection region, this part that combines all the 3 circles? When you look at the circles, look out, have they given you this? Because this is the determinant for your future, for what you're going to do within that particular set. Look out for it. Has it been defined in anywhere within the item you are attempting? If it has not been defined, then define it that I'm going to use this as my intersection. Before you fill in any other details, first look out whether you have that. If you have it, then it means it is very okay for you to go, except for where they have given you only and you are sure where to place them. But always first check out for this part that intersects. Look out for that variable. Look out for that figure that intersects all the 3. Then when it comes for probabilities, make sure you write your answer to at least 2 decimal places. Let me say you have ended up with your answer. They were asking you your probability. And when you look at the question, it was given in decimals. And for you, maybe you get 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10 here, your answer will be 0.2. So this one is very okay because it is the terminating decimal. But imagine you have concluded and you are getting 1 out of 3 as your probability. So here your answer is 0.333333. So for such case, make sure you write your answer to at least 2 decimal places as 0.33. Don't write to 1 decimal place. This is what we call premature approximation. So make sure you write to at least 2 decimal places for anything concerning the probabilities. In case it has been given in percentage, for percentages, also write to 2 decimal places. A case in point now like this one, in case it was given in percentage, then I would write 33.33%. Okay, now the don'ts I've already told you, don't use a free hand when you're drawing your diagrams. Be neat. Draw your circles using a pair of compasses, and also this rectangle here, use your ruler to draw them. Number two, don't calculate directly you're working. I've seen children who have missed marks in mocks. Why? Because for them, take an example, they have been able to, they have this is 3, maybe this is 2, and maybe here in the intersection here, they have a 1. So for them, they just go on straight and say, here, it will be 5. Here, it will be 3. They just mentally, like they use their heads and calculators to calculate without showing the working, how they are getting this 3, how they are getting the what? The 5. I know some of you are really very smart. You do it quickly within your head, but you're not showing. It means you're going to miss a score for this. You'll miss here, you'll miss the mark. So at the end of the time, you'll find yourself that you have 17 out of 20, and you'll ask, where did I miss the marks from? It is because you jumped out some crucial steps that that were awarded. So do not jump any step that because you think you know it and you know where to do it quickly. No, show how you are getting that. Assume that you are teaching someone who is very young and he doesn't know the different steps. So make sure you show them clearly all the steps you are taking in order for you to attain that particular thing. So please make sure you do it. Then the last one, never use undefined variables. Undefined variables that for you to just come out of the blue and for you start using letters without defining what those letters represent. If you have not defined, please make sure you define all those different letters that you use. Don't just come out from nowhere and then you use those letters. So those are the do's and the don'ts when it comes to set theory. Make sure you do everything. We are going to do quite a number of them such that we can be well conversant with everything. Okay. We are going to continue now. Okay, now, what do we call set theory? I'm going to first summarize for you such that we are on the same page. When we talk about sets means a collection of different elements, a collection of elements. Elements, they can be numbers, they can be letters, or it can be anything. Now, when it comes to sets, I'm concentrating on the three-set theory. Now, this is my example of a set. Now, here, the whole of this set you are seeing here, this set here is my one set. And that set, I'm going to call it, maybe I can call it S. So S is going to represent for me sports. So S is representing for me sports. Then I'm going to call this one M, and M is going to represent for me what we call music. Then I'm going to come here and I represent this set with A, and A is going to represent for me what we call academics. Now, here I'm going to concentrate on two things, what we call set notations, and such that you know how you're going to be summarizing. So in words, when you look at this part here, where I'm putting only red, these are the people who are only taking sports. Where you are seeing the stars, this part, these are the people who take sports. They like sports only. They don't want to know anything about academics. They don't want to know anything about music. So when they tell us that sports only, now when I'm talking about sports only, students who like sports only, it means that when I'm abbreviating it in set notation, all right, S intersection A complement intersection M complement. So since these children don't want academics and music, it means that this complement shows you the dislike. So when you find that complement, it shows you something someone doesn't like. That is what we call the complement. So sports only, students who take sports only are represented like that. Hope we are fine on that. In case it is academics only, academics, let me use blue. So this part here where we have academics only, I write academics only. Now, if I write academics only, I write A intersection S complement, intersection M complement. It means that this child only wants academics. He doesn't want to know anything about sports, doesn't want to know anything about music. So that's how we represent it using our set notation. When I come here, this is now my music. We have those children who like music only. So music only, right? Music only. So music only, it means that I'm going to write music intersection A complement, intersection S complement. So complement shows someone he doesn't like it. He doesn't take it. That is the meaning. So music only, that's how we represent it. So now you need to know those notation such that when we come to summarizing our data, we can be able to summarize it very well. Then now we are going to go to the next one. Now the next one, we have those children that like academics and like sports only. Now those ones who like academics and sports, now you're going to allow me use purple here, where you are seeing purple. Now this part here, it means that these children like academics and like sports only. So now that one, we need to be very careful. So how do we write that? Since they like academics and sports, I'll come and say students who like sports and academics only. Now that region, the purple one here, the purple one, I write they like academics and they like sports, but they don't like M, which is what? Which is the music. So to show that they don't like music, I will put a complement. So a complement means they don't like music, but they like academics and sports. When I go to another part, it's going to be, yellow may not be very good. Let me use this black here. Now, when I go to where I black, these ones like sports and like music. So I will say those who like sports and music only. So still I write sports intersection music. But since these ones like only those two and they don't like academics, then for academics, I'll put a complement. Then the last region is going to be this region, and allow me to use this color here. Oh, it has mixed up. Okay, let me see whether I can. Okay. Okay, I think I can use this. Okay, this part here. So now these ones here where I'm shading this thing, here, the shaded part. These are the people who like academics and music only. So for that one, when I'm representing it, I'm going to say academics intersection music. But since they don't like sports, I'll put a complement. So now that is the region. Then the last region that is not shaded, this region that is in the middle, what we are seeing as our middle part. Now, those are the children here where I'm going to put here, this yellow one. Those ones like all the three. So at times they will say, who like all the three, all the three. So to represent those who like all the three, for that one is A intersection M intersection S. Now, those are the major ones. But still, we have those ones for them who don't want their sports, they don't like academics, they don't like music. Maybe for them, they just love the eating. Now, those ones, how do you represent them? Those are the ones that are outside here. So outside here. So these ones who don't like any, don't like anything. Who don't like anything. Now, those ones who don't like anything, for them, we shall represent them by using they don't like I've told you, when someone doesn't like, we use a compliment. So we shall say they don't like sports. That is one. These these children don't like academics. I put a compliment. These same children, they don't love music. I put what? A compliment. So who don't like any, we represent them by compliment, compliment, and compliment. Alternatively, when you don't use this one, for those who don't like anything, these ones that are always outside, then for them we can use this notation whereby you can say S union A, union M, everything complement. Yes, so any of these two can work for those who don't like any of them. So now, those are the sum of, that is now the summary that I want you to have in your heads. In case you have any question, feel free to ask now. In case you have any question, feel free to raise up your hand and ask. Okay, I'm not seeing any question. Okay, we can now continue. Now, after understanding that, what do you need to know? Now, the other thing are the words that they use. One of the common words they use is, okay, Rodin, ask.
Sorry, good morning.
Yes, good
I
morning.
wanted to know, what if it is the whole of set S? How do I give a notation of that?
Set A.
So,
Now,
yeah,
for set A, you just use that letter A.
all right.
Hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Now, which words do they use? Now, here, the word only is going to be very common. So whenever you find the word only means that that person only takes that particular thing, nothing else. If they don't use the word only, they can say another word they can use. Like when you find, like we call them negative phrases. Those negative phrases, they can say, do not like. That one also be it is going to be very common. Do not like. If you find that one, when they say doesn't like, or they don't like, make sure you use a complement, those negative words. So for negative words, we use a complement on them. So that one, we need to be very careful. Now we are going to go and start our calculations. We are going to go and start our calculations. Okay, okay. I think I can go back. Now, like I've said, okay, okay, I can use this. Now, like I've said that when it comes to our calculations, the first thing I want us to embrace is the summary. I'm going to start with the simple questions and then we develop. Now, when you look at our question, you can read through that in senior 4 class of 50 students, 24 like football, 21 like basketball, 18 like chess. 6 like football and basketball only, 3 like basketball, 5 like other free games, and 14 don't like any of the free games. Now, like I've told you, the first thing always you do, summarize your data. Do not rush to answer the question before you summarize. So I'm going to start. I'm going to say that let the number and let the number of students who like, now here you can say football be represented, by F. Let the number of those who like a basketball be represented by B. Let the number of those who like chess be represented by C. Now you are summarizing, you are defining your variables you're going to use. And always, I want us to be a bit more practical, that when you see football, you can choose to use that first letter, F. But do not go and use, let me say, instead of football, instead of using F, use V. It might confuse you, but it is also very fine. So after doing so, we are now going to summarize. Now, in a class of 50 students, in a class of, it means now, what does it mean in a class of 50? Now, that is the universal. That means that the whole class has 50 students. That one we shall summarize by saying that the number of students in the universal set is equal to 50 students. Then they told us 24 like football. So I'm going to say the number of people who like football is equal to 24. Then I go basketball. The number of people who like basketball is equal to 21. The number of people who like chess is equal to 18. We are summarizing your data. Then after I'm still summarizing. Then I go 6 like football and. Now in sets, when you find the word and means an intersection. So it means an intersection, and we use that one, and. So here they told us that 6 like football and basketball. Only. Now, the moment you find the word only, it means that, since we have told you already, that it means that 6 like football and basketball. So I write football intersection basketball. It means that these children do not like anything concerning chess. So that one, you represent it. Chess, you put a complement. And now that one will equal to 6. They like football and basketball only. They don't want to know anything about chess. So you check out those words only. Philly like basketball only. Now, if someone likes basketball only, it means that those children, basketball only, it means they love basket and they don't want to know anything about football. They don't want to know anything about chess. So those ones are equal to 3. Then you go to the next one. 5 like other 3 games. So you'll come and say that those who like other 3 games, you say they like basketball, they like football, and they like chess. So those ones are going to be 5 of them. Then they told that 14 do not like any of the 3 games. Then you come outside and say they don't like, but we say that when you find the word did not like or don't like, it means a complement. So you'll say basketball only. They don't like basketball. They don't like football. And they don't like chess. And you say the number is equal to 14. Now here you have summarized your data. Now, after summarizing your data, read through your question again and ask yourself, what is it that has not yet been given and what do they want? Now, when you read through your question, you are not saying that they want you to illustrate this on a Venn diagram. That is good. What else? They want me to find the number of students who like football and chess. Was it given? It was not given. Exactly one of the games and at least 2 of the games. Now, after doing so, you are going to ask, there is something that has not yet been given. So what are you going to do? I want you to leave some space here because you are going to define more 2 that have not been given to you. So I'll come here. So you ask, so I'm going to come here. I draw my Venn diagram. But like I've said now for you, okay. Okay, this is going to be my Venn diagram. But for you, make sure you use use the pair of compasses and make sure you use the correct thing. Now I'll come here and I say, okay, allow me to go to the next page such that I can draw it very well. Hope prepared. Okay, but for you, make sure you have used. So the number of people within the universal set, we noticed that it was equal to 50. Then we had the number of people who like football. This was 24. The number of people who like basketball was 21. The number of people who liked chess was equal to 18. Now, like I told you already, that the first thing you have to put is the number of people who like all, in case that's been given. And for this particular number, it was given as 5. So it means that here in the middle, I'm going to go on and I first put that 5. Yes, Bridget. Bridget, unmute. Oh, Samsung, unmute.
Yes, Mr. Kaziba.
Yes, please.
So is it necessary to
Hmm.
define also, is it necessary to define n? Because you have said number of people. Is it necessary to define?
Yes, it is also necessary.
How about what if you write it in words, like maybe number of people who like football, you write it in words and then maybe it's equal to 24. Will you be marked wrong, or maybe
Oh,
there's
then there you
something
have
like
not
that?
summarized. When you write in words, you have not summarized.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. So, now we go. So remember we said n stands for the number. N stands for the number. So when you just say b is equal to 21, now this one is also okay. Do not mind about it. When you say b is equal to 21, I would recommend, much as you have defined that the number of students who like this is b, but I would recommend that you include it in the notation, number of students who like basketball. Or you can say let B represent basketball. In case here in another way you can do it, you can say let football be represented by F, let be represented by basketball, let C represent chess. You can ignore this word if it is okay with you, and say let football be represented by F, let basketball be represented by B, and let chess be represented by C. But still, then when you do like that, then make sure you define that n represents the number of students. Okay, now we continue. Now I have already put my 5. Other things they have given us football and basketball only. So I'll come to my diagram where I have football and basketball. Here I'll put 6. And I don't subtract because they told us that these 6 don't like anything concerning chess. And this particular set here has chess. So we don't subtract anything. Then when you go back again, you are noticing that they have given you those who like B only, who like basketball only, and they don't like football, they don't like chess, and they have told us it's free. So I'll come here. Those who like football, they like basketball only, they don't like any other thing. So here is equal to 3. And when you look at our information, that is the only information that has been given to us, nothing else. So meaning that also they gave us the 14 who don't like anything. Also, you come to your diagram, you put that 14 don't like anything. Now, after putting that, you ask yourself, but they have not given me here, 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 and here. What are you going to do? Now, you are going to use some letters that you are going to define. So I can say here, let me put A, let me put B, let me put C, and let me put D. But after putting these letters of yours, define them. Say the number of people who like basketball, intersection C, intersection F complement is represented by A. So there, where we had our definition, then you say the number of people who like, now like here, this one's like football and chess. I will say football and chess, but they don't like basketball, is represented by B. The number of people who like chess only. Chess, they don't like basketball, they don't like football, is equal to D. Then the last definition is the one of C, the number of people who like football, but they don't like basketball and they don't like chess, is equal to to C. So you define them from. Okay. Okay, I'm just looking through the chart a bit. Yes, we are going to do very many numbers. Okay. Okay. Now you define what you have used. Now, after defining it, now we can go and find what is our A. Then you can say, now we are finding what our A is. So this is where we have our A. Now I'm going to come here and I say that in order for us to find A, you are not saying that the whole of this set is equal to those who like basketball. So I will say, and here feel free now to write and give direction. You must have your work flow. Your work must flow. So you can say, if I am to find A, I'm going to say the number of people who like basketball is equal to 21. So how do I get 21? It means I'm going to add 6, the 5, the A, and the 3. When I add all the members within this set here, I can be able to get 21. So I'll say 6 plus 5 plus 3 plus A is equal to 21. Then now, 6 plus 5 plus 3, I'm going to get my answer as 14. So I will say 14 plus A is equal to 21. Then I say 14 minus 14 plus A will equal to 21 minus 14. And I'll find that my A is equal to 21 minus 14, which will give me a 7. Now, what is the other mistake people do? Some of you don't show how you get 7, but you can just come here and you put your 7. So that's how you keep on missing the marks and you ask, how didn't I get a 20 because of that? So now this step you might be jumping, might be the step that they are going to award. And now that is one of the mistakes some of you keep on doing. So that's how you do it. Then you come to C. Now now we have finished to get our A. Now you ask yourself, how can I be able to get? Then you come and now say, after getting here, I will know that my A is equal to 7. Then I ask myself, can I get C? Can I get B? Can I get D? That yes, I can get them. Now you come still and you find what that one is. Then also you come. Now take an example. We are going to start with C. So the number of people who like C is equal to 18. Now, to get it, I have to add the B, the 5, the A, and the D. But since we have already obtained our A, I'm going to just say B plus 5 plus Z plus D should give us our 18. So then I'm going to add up and I say this one is going to be B plus my 12 plus D is equal to 18, meaning that B plus D will equal to 18 minus 12, meaning that B plus D is equal to 18 minus 12, you will end up with 6. So since I'm looking for D, it means that D is going to be the same as 6 minus B. Now, I know that D is going to be 6 minus B. So what do? Always look out for what you have for only A. Those are the ones you have to look out for only. Then also I'm going to go to F. So my F is equal to 24. So also add up C plus 6 plus 5 plus B should give us 24. Then ask yourself 6 plus 5, what do you get? I get 11. So you say C plus 11 plus B will equal to 24. Then I say C plus B is equal to 24 minus 11. Then you say 24 minus 11 gives me 13. So I'll say C plus B is equal to 13. So in order for me to get C, I'll say C is equal to 13 minus B. So meaning that where you have C is the same as having 13 minus B. Now, it means that now you have found all the variables that you want and you have expressed them in one unknown, which is B. Now, meaning that now you're going to find out what is your B, because now that is what you need. And in order for you to find, okay. So now in order for you to find your B, it means you are going to add up everything you have within the universal set. So when you are dealing with the universal set, you have two options. Some of you you can just say that everything in this set, when I add it up, I must get 24. So someone can just say that 24 in that blue set plus what is remaining. So what is remaining is this 3 plus 3 plus here I have 7 plus here I have 6 minus b here. Then outside here I have my 14 and everything should equal to 50 because you know that when we add everything within the universal set, I can come up with 50. Now, in case this one doesn't work for you, then for you do it the other manual way. Or someone will say, for me add everything. So for you say 13 minus b plus b, I'm here, plus 5 plus 6 plus 3 plus 7 plus 6 minus b plus 14 should be able to give me my 50. So it is up to you. Then you'll come and say this and this will cancel. So you end up with 13 plus 5 plus 6 plus 3 plus 7 plus 6 plus 14 minus p is equal to 50. Then you are going to add up everything there. 13 plus 5 plus 6 plus 3 plus 7 plus 6 plus 14. I'm getting 54. So here you have 54 minus b is equal to 50. So since we want to get our b, I'm going to say 54 minus 54 minus b is equal to 50 minus 54. So here I'll have negative b is equal to negative 4. But our b can't be negative. So we divide both sides by negative, divide by negative. So meaning that our b will equal to 4. So meaning where there is b, you put our 4. Now, after doing so, it means that where there is b, there is 4. So our new diagram. So what you do, you draw another diagram in case you still have time. You draw another diagram to put in to have a complete diagram such that you can be able to proceed to do other parts. Because here now they ask you those who like football and chess only. So now in our new diagram, since we have already obtained our b, we substitute where there is b here, we are going to end up putting our 4. So here we shall have our 13 minus 4 and 13. So I'm going to draw another diagram, though I think I'm going to, should I remove this? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm going to draw another diagram. Allow me to erase. I think I can remove everything. Oh. Okay, let me create another space. Allow me to create, Now, in our new diagram that I'm going to have it like this. So this is my new diagram. In my new diagram, I have these 3. So the 3 I have here, remember we had F, which was equal to 24. I had my B, which was equal to 21. I had my C, which was 18. I had here my 14. So here we had our 5 and our B here, we have obtained our 4. Here we had 6. Here we got 7. This was 3. So here, when you do, here we had 13 minus B. So we shall have 13 minus 4, which will give us a 9. So here we shall have 9. Here we had 6 minus B, which is 6 minus 4, which will give us a 2. Now this is our complete diagram. Now, from this diagram now is where you're, even this one, when you repeat it and you summarize it after obtaining your answer, they award, because remember now the scores are 20. They are going to look for any point where they can put a mark. So for you, do not say, this one is wasting my time. No, what you might think is wasting your time, they will put a mark and you may be missing it. So after, draw another diagram to show your final product. Now, when we go back to the question wanted us to find, we have illustrated the information and diagram as I showed you. Find the number of students who like football and chess only. Now, here, since football and chess only, so those are the number we have found out. So the number of students who like football and chess only, and these ones, they don't want to know anything about basketball. So here, when you look at our diagram, is this part here? So those numbers are 4. Now, when you are writing, when you are concluding, because I've told you, you must be very careful. When you write like this, is okay. Then here you are going to say 4 students. You don't just write 4. For what? There are 4 students. So this is our Roman 1. Then Roman 2 wanted us to find the exact one of the games. So we want to find out how many students like exactly one of the game. Exactly one. Exact means that they want a student who likes only one game in simple terms. So those who like exactly one game. So here I will say exactly one game. So I will say the number of students who like exactly one game is going to be equal to, or we summarize it as exactly one game. We say they like football, they don't like chess, and they don't like basketball, plus the number of students who don't like football, but they like chess and they don't like basketball, plus the number of students who don't like football, don't like chess, but they love basketball. Look at how I'm summarizing. I'm answering the question. So after doing so, you ask, who are those who like football? That there are 9. Plus, what is the number of those who like chess? That there are 2. Plus, what's the number of those who like basketball? That there are 3. So now I'll add 9 plus 2 plus 3. I think that is 14. And then I will say 14 students. So that is part 2. Then the last part, they told us that find the number at least 2 of the games. So when you see the word at least means at least 2 of the games. At least means greater than or equal to. It means those students who like 2 or more than those games. So I'll say number of students who like at least 2 games. Now you come and ask where. Now the 4 like football and chess. We have football and basketball. We have those who like chess and basketball. So those ones love only 2 games. Then since they told us 2, we can also have those who like 3 games. So meaning that now you are going to have football and chess, football and basketball. In other words, this region that I'm shading, those are the people who like this region I'm shading. Those are the people who like at least 2 of the games. These ones in the middle like all the 3 games. The 4, 7, and 6 like 2 things. So that is the number that they want. So I'll summarize still and write football and basketball, but they don't like chess. These ones love 2 games, plus the number of students who love football and chess, but they don't like basketball, plus the number of students who don't like football, but they like basketball and chess, plus the number of students who like all the 3 games. So after summarizing, I'm going to go on and I write that the number football and basketball, they are 6, plus football and chess, they are 4, basketball and the other one, they are 7, plus the 5. Then I'll come and I add up and I'll end up with 22 students. So that is going to be now my conclusion. Are we together on that? Let me know. Let me allow you to unmute. Is that okay? You can respond in the chat. In case you have any question, ask before we move on to the second number. In case you have any question, raise up your hand and ask. Those who came in a bit late, we are just starting. We are going to do very many numbers. Yes, Collins.
I see the question is number of students, so like at least 2 games, but I'm seeing 3 games.
At least, like when they say Collins, at least 2, like let
Yes.
me use Max. When I say Colin scored at least 80%, those students who scored at least 80, it means that someone who scored 80 and more. Are you getting it?
Yes.
So when they say those who scored 80 and more, someone might have scored 80, another one must have scored a 90 or 100. So when they say at least 2 of the games, it means that those students may either, like in mathematical, write it as greater or equal to 2. So when we say greater or equal to 2, it means we have 2 in our set, we can have 3, we can have 4, or so on. So when they say at least 2, it means that give anything above 2, starting from 2 onwards.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Bridget?
Good morning, teacher.
Morning.
So, teacher, like the number of like when do you know that I'm supposed to put the number of football in the set or outside the set, like the way you've done, like n into f is equal to 29.
Oh, now is equal to 29?
Yeah, like is equal to 20. Yeah, it's equal to 29.
Okay, this
It's
one
20.
24. I think it is
Yeah,
24. Yes,
yeah.
now it depends, because like when you read the question, you first interpret the question. But that one, whenever you don't see the word only, let me summarize it like that. Because they can say those students who like football only. When there is a word only, don't put them out. Only is only this part here.
Yes.
When it is open, number of students who like football, that means that the whole set, those number, everything that set has. So you check out that word only or not, the word the only is not there, to know whether you are going to put them outside.
Teacher.
Yes.
And another thing is, yeah, I thought when you are supposed to find, when you use like to find this 9, I thought that you were going to say that 24 minus into.
When you are going to find the 9?
Yeah. Like 24 minus into a plus let's say that's 6 plus like that, and then you
Yeah,
find the.
that's what we did here.
Okay, teacher.
So like you said, 24 minus 6 plus 5 plus b.
Yes.
It is the same thing. So here you'll
Thank you.
have 24 minus 11 plus b. Now here the mistake kids always do, they forget how to open the brackets.
Yes.
Yes, so and when you forget how to open brackets, many times you find yourself that you say minus 11 and you forget that this negative affects the b, so also becomes minus. So this will be 13 minus b.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay. Okay. I think Kita Jonathan, when you say F union B instead of F intersection B, F union B, instead of, no, those are totally different things, Kita Jonathan. F union B is not the same as F intersection B intersection C complement. They are not the same. Yes, okay, yes. Ismail, yes, make sure you use the tenses they have used. Do not create, though they will not penalize you a lot, but since we want to get the 20, then we need, okay, okay, okay. Let's now continue. Okay, the last question. Why? Why? Something like that. Okay, okay. We can continue to another number. Okay. Now this is the another number. Now, before we attempt this number, I want you to first, everyone to first summarize. Let's first summarize it. Summarize it before we do it together. Yes, I want to see now that everyone has some. Yes, so where you can ask.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning.
I mean, what I wanted to know is here where we got these complements we are using. Are they for only negative questions?
Yes, like we said, whenever they say don't like, it is for those biased statements. Don't like, it doesn't like. That's when we use the complement.
Okay, like even though not asked for, can you use them if the other ones are given that these ones like and you want to find those ones that don't like?
Yes, you're saying?
Like if you're given only those people who like and you want to get those who don't like, so do you still use the complement symbol?
Come again, you're saying?
If I am given the people who like and I want to find those who do not like, can I
Yes,
still
it's
use
okay.
the complement? Okay,
Yes.
thank you, teacher.
Okay. Okay. Let me hope everyone has summarized. Okay, allow me to disable some of you want to write. Okay. I think you have finished to summarize. I can now start. So like we say that when those who come in a bit late, we say that whenever you are attempting these numbers, summarize. So they're telling us that Juliana goes to the local leisure center. She records that 50 people visit that day. Of those that visit, 30 visited the gym. Now here, you're going to first summarize and say, or you can say, let the gym be represented by G. Let swimming be represented by S. Let spa be represented by, now here, take note, you are noticing that swimming we have used S. For spa, don't use S. Maybe you can say, I can use P. So don't make sure you don't use the same variables. Use different variables. Then you can say let n represent the number of people who visit. Then now we are going to start summarizing. The first one is they gave you 50 people. So meaning that the number of people within our universal set is equal to 50. Then visited the gym. You will say that the number of people who visited the gym is equal to 30. Then you say swimming. You will say the number of people who went in for swimming was equal to 13. You go 22 went to the spa. The number of people who went to the spa is equal to 22. Then 6 people went swimming and went to the spa. Now take note of this. When you are summarizing, now for this particular one, we shall write it as this. Swimming and went to the spa is equal to 6. Here, take note, they have not put the word only, meaning that the whole of S and P qualifies. So here, if you summarize it like this, S intersection P intersection intersection G, and you put a complement and you put 6, this is wrong. Because here you have, this is S and P only, yet our question doesn't have only. So please take note of that. You don't summarize it like that. That one would be wrong. Okay, hope that one is fine. And let's not make that mistake. Then I go to the next one. 11 went to the spa and the gym. So I will say spa is P intersection gym is equal to 11. Then I'll go to the next one. 12 people went swimming and visited the gym. So I also go swimming and the gym is equal to 12. Then 5 people went swimming, visited the gym, and went to the spa. Now that one means if they went to all the 3, it means they went for swimming, they went for the gym, and they went for the spa. Those are 5 people. Now that is your summary that you must have. Then ask yourself, first go through the question, ask yourself what has not yet been defined for you. One, when you check through, you are noticing that they want the people who visited the leisure center, but not visit any of the gym, spa, or swimming pool. Because we have those people who go to those recreation centers and they are not interested in anything. Now, for such people, you can come and say, those ones are the people who don't like anything. So I will say they didn't go for swimming, they didn't go for gym, and they didn't go for the spa. So those ones, I can use any letter of your choice, or I can say, let it be represented by X. Now, this is the summary. Everything you're going to use, you have defined it. Now, after doing so, go on and draw a Venn diagram. So I'm going to come here. I draw my Venn diagram. This is my Venn diagram. I summarize my data. But like I've said, now for now I know because we must do very many numbers. So you come and start summarizing. So the number within the universal set is going to be 50. Those for the gym is going to be 30. Those for S is equal to 13. And those for P is equal to 22. Someone was asking, when do you know that you are going to put outside? Whenever it is an open statement. They have not put only. If they had said 30 visited the gym only, then here outside we wouldn't have anything. Then, now I've told you always, after drawing your Venn diagram, the first thing you must put is the intersection for the 3, because it's going to define what else you are going to do. Now for the 3 here, for this case is equal to 5. So here I'll first put my 5. After putting the 5, it's going to determine the rest of the things I'm going to do. Now, what else do I need to do? Is I first interpret the first one here, S and P. So when you look at our Venn diagram here, our S and P is the whole of this region here is what repeat. Oh, sorry. F and P is here. Oh, I'm shading. Okay. S and P is here. S and P is the whole of this region here. And they are telling us that this region here, you are not seeing in blue. It has 6 people, or it has 6 students. So you are going to ask yourself, what about the one I have here? How many are they? Here, only those who like S and P only. The whole of this one I've shaded has how many? Has 6. So meaning to get how many are only in this part, I'm going to get, since there are 6 here, you can, in case you want, you can first say, in case this is X, meaning that when I have 5 plus X, I must end up with 6. So here my X will be 6 minus 5, which is equal to 1. So here I'll put a 1. So allow me to remove that and we put a 1. Oh, Okay. I'm going to remove it and I put a 1, hoping that everyone now has understood. So here we have 5 and we have said here we are going to put 1. Reason being that the whole of those two sets will equal to a 6. So here I'll have a 1. Then after, no, it's wrong. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, here we have a 1. The one is there. After putting the 1, then we come to the next one. P and G is 11. So P and G is the whole of this region here, P and G here. So here, how many do we have? You are noticing they have told us that that blue has 11 students. So meaning when you had 5 plus what you have here, you must get 11. So you can also let it be maybe Y. And then you say, when I have Y plus 5, I must be able to get my 11. So meaning Y will equal to 11 minus 5, and my Y will equal to 6. So here, we shall have 6 in that region there. Then I go to the next one. To the next one. Okay. To the next one is going to be here, G and S. So when you look at G and S, you have 12. So meaning when you add 5 plus what you have here, you must get 12. So please check out that you put there 7 as I take on these two questions. Yes, this one, and Frida, and Jessica, unmute.
Yeah, in the question, it was given that it was already given the number of people that visited the spa and the gym. How are you getting 6Y? I didn't understand.
No, like this is not 6Y. I just put a variable to show you that when you add these two people who visited the gym and P, you must be able to get to the number that was given, which is 11. So this here, instead, okay, let me first remove this. So when you look here, because we are interested in finding those who like G and P, only those who wanted to go to the gym and to go for the spa only. So those are the 6. But those who wanted to go for the gym and the spa and the other one is 5. So to find out this region here, Jessica, for G and P, you can first use unknown. That's what I'm using. You get any letter of your choice. And for you need to know that when I add everything within this region, because that is G and P, it doesn't have the word only. So the whole of this one, once you add it, you must be able to get that 11 they want. So that's why I'm putting here unknown, such that I can be able to know that when I add that Y plus the 5, I must be able to get 11. But since I'm interested in Y, I will take the 5 the other side, and I say Y is equal to 11 minus 5, which is 6. I don't know that is clear.
For me, sir. Sir,
Just
good morning.
Yes, okay, this one a minute.
Yes, teacher. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, yes, this one.
Master, for me, what I thought, that these things which are in the intersection, I thought we just leave them there in the set. But the way I've got 1, 6, and 7, I'm not clearly understood it.
Okay, Junior, stay on. Now, Junior, there are two things you need to know. One is when they use the word only and when they don't use the word only. When they use, now like if they had said 6 people went swimming and went to the spa only, like if you were around when we are starting, I told you the word only means there is nothing like for subtraction on that. But when I'm having 2 sets, let me demonstrate here. If this is the gym and this is the spa. When I tell you 6 people love, like they have told us 11 people here love the gym and the spa. That is the 11. This is the intersection of the two. But since we have now 3, we need to know gym and P are where. So when I have 3 sets like this region here, in case this is gym and this is the spa, this region here I'm shading is the only people who like the gym and the P only. Because if I include this region here, it means that I'm going to include the swimming, which I don't need here. Because when you look at this set here, the intersection here, it has the swimming, yet it is intersecting G and P. So the region we want to find out is those who want G and P only and don't like the swimming. So that's why we are subtracting minus this part here, such that we remove those people who are taking the swimming. Otherwise, when they say G and P, it means you have here the 11, but it contains also people who like swimming. Yet for your interest is to find those who like gym and the spa only without swimming.
Okay, understood.
Okay, 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 okay. I think we are going to, okay, the last one, Subi.
Teacher,
Yes.
does it that when you're given one day star intersection here without only, you need to find the general intersection from that intersection you've been given.
Yes, that is true.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Okay. Okay. Now, this is how I expect your diagram to look like, your summary. So here I'll have X. I'll have X there. I wanted to remove here. So, so that is the summarized diagram now. Now, the next thing we do is like, we don't know what we have for G only. We don't know what we have for S only and P. Still come add it on your definition that the number of people who like G only, I'll say G only means they don't like swimming and they don't like the other one. So you can say, let it be A. So here I'll put A, I'll put B, I'll put C. So define what you are using, that the number of people who like, who don't like the gym, but like the swimming, but they don't like the spa is represented by B. The number of people who don't like the gym, don't like the swimming, but like the spa only is represented by C. Define what you are using. Don't just write things out of the blue. Now, after doing so, we are going now to go to our table. We are going to go and look out for what is A, what is B, and what is C. Like I've said, some of you are smart. You can just calculate it from the head. But remember, when you calculate it from the head, there are some marks you are going to lose at the end. So I'm going to come and I say, now I'm interested in G only. So the number of people who take G only was given as 30. So what do we need to do? I'll say in that particular set, when you look at G only, you have A, 7, 5, and 6. So I'll come here and I say A plus 7 plus 6 plus 5 should give me 30. So this is going to be A plus, then I add 7 plus 6 plus 5. That one is 18, will give me up to 30. Then I say A will equal to 30 minus 18, and A will give me 12. Then I go to the next one. After finding that those who like S only is equal to 13. S is equal to 13. So I add 7 plus 5 plus 1 plus B. So you will come, show clearly. Do not assume that people know. We don't know. So I will say 7 plus 5 plus 1 plus B is equal to 13. So 7 plus 5 plus 1, I think that is 13 plus B is equal to 13. So you notice that your B is 13 minus 13 and your B is equal to 0. After that, go on and find out those who like the spa only. So that one was equal to 22. So come back again, add 6 plus 5 plus 1 plus C. The whole of this set here should be able to give you 22. So I'll come here and I say now 6 plus 5 plus 1 plus C is equal to 22. So 6 plus 5 plus 1, that is this is 12 plus C is equal to 22, meaning that your C is 22 minus 12 and your C will equal to 10. Now you have finished to get all. Now these things you are doing here, they are going to be scored. But if for you do it in your head and you put the answer, you are going to lose out. Then after that, I'm going to come and I draw my final Venn diagram. I will say the number of students who take all was 50. Yes, Jessica, you can ask.
Excuse me, teacher. I'm
Yes.
confused.
Mm.
Where did you get one from?
One.
For swimming and spa.
Yes, swimming and spa. Remember, they told us that 12 people went for, 11 people went to the spa. Spa and, yes, 6 people went swimming and went to the spa. Here, the whole of
Yes.
this. So here, like I've told you, put unknown. Let me say you put like something like X. Meaning, since you have already the 5, so 5 plus X should be able to give you the 6.
Okay.
So that means you just say 6 minus 5, which is a 1.
Okay.
The moment you don't see the word only, you have to subtract with what you have within the intersection. Okay. For you, look out for that word. In case you don't see it, then subtract. Okay. So when you fill in, here you'll have 10, here I'll have 6, I'll have 5, 1, I'll have 7, I have 12, I have 0. But here outside, I've not yet obtained my X. Hey, remember, here outside, we still have. Now, when I go back to my question, they wanted me to draw the Venn diagram. You have done it so. Then they ask you, how many people visited the leisure center but did not visit any of the gym, spa, or swimming pool? Mean that they want to find the people who didn't visit any. So those people are what we are calling X. So what are you going to do? I've told you there are 2 ways you can do it. Someone may just get one Venn diagram of his choice. Let me say you can get the whole of this. When you add everything you have here, you get 30. So I can just say the number within my universal set is equal to 50. So when I add everything I have in blue, it's giving me 30 plus what has not yet been given, which is 0, plus here, which is a 1, plus what I have here, which is a 10, plus now outside, which I have as X, should give me a 50. Alternatively, in case that one is not easy for you, add everything. 12 plus 7 plus 5 plus 6 plus 1 plus 0 plus 10. Add all of them. 12 plus 7 plus 5 plus 6 plus 1 plus 10 plus 8,
0
50.
plus 1 plus 10.
So that is the alternative. So now here I'm going to say 30 plus 1 plus 10. That one, when you add, you'll end up with 30 plus 1 plus 10. That is roughly 41. So I have 41 plus X is equal to 50. So my X is going to be 50 minus 41, and my X is equal to 9. Then I'm going to conclude. Do not stop here. Then I'll say, remember I've told you, since you have already defined, here add. Were they people? Were they students? So according to the question, these were people. So I say, 9 people didn't visit any of the 3 leisure areas. So that would be my conclusion. Then the last part, 1 person is picked out. What is the probability that they visited the gym and went swimming? Now, here you need to clearly define. This is now where we are bringing in the probability. So we know that now they're asking probability. So I'll come and here write the probability that we know that P is standard is probability, that this person, the probability that someone went for swimming and visited the gym. Now, when you are writing, we know that probability is given by the event divided by the number of the sample space. Event is the likely outcome for something. And the sample space is all the possible outcomes that are possible. Now, for this case, those who visit the swimming and the gym, I'll represent it. I'll summarize it. I will say swimming and the gym out of the number within the sample space, which is my union. So here, what will I have, which is the event, the total number of people who visited. So S and G, you can notice that S and G has this number of students, has the 7 and the 5. So I'll say 7 plus 5 divided by the universal, which has 50. So here, I'll end up with 7 plus 5. That is the 12 out of the 50. Now, after getting my 12 out of 50, please go on and reduce that probability. Don't leave it like that. So this will give me 6 out of 20, 25. Now, what do I recommend? Now, when you look at this probability, I'm going to conclude. I'm going to first go back to my question. When you go back to the question, you are noticing that they are no decimal places and the rest of that. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to leave my answer as a fraction. Alternatively, probability can be represented as a fraction, can be represented as a decimal point, can be represented as a percentage. But now here, since you didn't see any decimals, you didn't see any percentage, then leave it as a fraction. And then you just conclude that the probability that a randomly picked person visited the gym and went for swimming is 6 out of 25. So that's how you can conclude. Let me hope that is very clear. Unless, okay, I think that is now. Then Chiti is asking, is it that every Venn diagram should be having those who like neither? Not really. At times, they can say, Chiti, they can put a statement and they say, all the children visited at least one of the leisure activities. If you find such a statement, at least each of the students visited at least one of them. It means that none of them didn't visit. So that means that outside you'll have 0. But we are still doing. Okay. Allow me now to continue to another question. Okay. Allow me to. Jessica, is it a question?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
On probability, I want to know why you added 5 to 7.
Yes, they told us gym and swimming. So when you look at gym and swimming, people went for the gym and swimming. Are these people here? Here, these ones here. Because this is the set for the gym here in blue. And when I use maybe a green, you'll notice that this is the number of people for swimming. So those who went for the gym and the swimming is this part here, which has green and blue here. So it has the 7 people and 5. So that's why we are adding. Is that clear? Okay. Okay. Yes, Bilonji. Yes? Oh, Bilonji, you are not so clear.
So you need to understand. So now you got like 1 and then also at 5 to maybe understand it.
Okay, Bilonji, I have not gotten you well. Kindly type in the chat. Kindly type in the chat. type in the chat. You are not so clear. Okay. Now we are working on this. You can be writing and summarize your question as I respond to some few questions. Okay, Subi is asking, teacher, can you say something about percentage probability? Okay, now, Birungi, Subi, we are going to do a question of that nature. Okay, we are going to do a question of that nature about percentage. They can tell that 70% of the children did this and this. So for such a case, after getting your probability, you multiply it by 100. Take an example. If for this particular number we have been doing, it was given in percentage, then our answer was 6 out of 25. So we would have multiplied it by 100. So you get your 24%. So you give your answers 24%. Bironji is saying, I do not understand what you are saying, how you got a 1. Now, how we got a 1, we had the two sets. We had these sets. Here we had 5. Here I think it was the swimming, and this was the spa. They told us that swimming and spa, like, let me use this color. These are the people who like swimming here. Then these people here, these thing I'm putting in red, these are the people who like this. Now, so now those who like swimming and spa, they told us that these people here, this part I'm putting in red, here are 11. There are 6 in total. So here, since when you add 5 plus what you have here, you must get 6. You must come up with 6. But since we have already 5, so to make up the 6 people, it means that the number of people remaining in this region here is a 1. Alternatively, I've told you, you can put here unknown and say that when I add the 5 people I have already, plus this x should be able to give me 6. So you say 5 plus x should be able to give me 6. So to get x, I'll say 5 minus 5 plus x is equal to 6 minus 5, and x will equal to 1. So that's how we are coming up with that 1. And I've told you that watch out when they say S and P without the word only, always you must subtract from what you have within the universal set, within the intersection. If the word only is not there, put that one the way it has been. If the word only is there, you put it the way it is. But if the word only it's not there, always you must subtract from what you have for your 3 Venn diagrams. Okay. Hope Birungi, you can let me know whether it is now clear. Okay. Now we are going to this one. So we have started doing now. Then rest of the numbers, we are going to do a mock numbers only. The rest of the numbers, we are going to do all the mock numbers remaining. That. Now, when you look at this particular one, okay. Now, when you look at this, favor, okay. When you look at this particular one here, they are asking us, oh. Okay. Now, when you look at this particular one, you are noticing that they want us to, the senior 2 class of 2024 has covered 3 topics in the subject and the rest of that. Now, here, like we have said, we are going to define. We are going to define what we have. Now, after defining what you have, you are going to go on and then so we are going to define what we have. Now, the first one, the teacher decided to assess them by using an item, each of the 3 topics they had covered. 4 students failed all the 3. Now, at time, check out here, failed all the 3, but we said first define. So I'm going to say, let the items be represented by, now it is up to you what you want to use, So I can say, since we have 3 items, I can say item 1 can be represented. It depends on you. Here, do not cram that I must use this, but I don't know whether for me I can use what I want, but for me I can say I, then I put I1. I can say for item 2, then I represent it with I put I2. Then I say item 3, I put I put 3. But you may not use mine. For you can say, I'm going to use A, B, C. It is very well. Do not mind. For you, summarize it the way you want. Hope that is fine. Don't use what I'm using. For you, use what you want. Then we are going to start to summarize. 4 students failed all the 3 items. Now that one we said, we shall say that the number of students, we said this person didn't pass item 1, you put a complement. This person didn't pass item 2, you put a complement. This person didn't pass item 3, you put a complement. And those ones were 4 students. Then I go to the next one. 6 passed item 1 only. Now check out this word is appearing. 6 passed item 1 only. So item 1, it means that item 1 was passed, but item 2 wasn't passed, a complement. Item 3 wasn't passed, I put a complement. And those students were 6. Then 10 passed item 2 only. Then you come again, item 2. This person failed item 1. This person passed item 2. This person failed item 3. And these ones were 10. I continue to the next one. So I'm here now. Then 8 passed item 1 and item 3 only. So you'll come and say the number of students who passed item, check it out well, item 1 and item 3. I'll say we passed item 1 and he passed item 3 only. But this one failed item 2. Item 2 failing it, I put a complement. These ones were 8. Check out the word only. Those who passed item 2 and item 3 only were 30. So I'll come and I say the number of students who passed item 2 and item 3 only, meaning that they didn't pass item 1. Item 1, to exclude it, I put a complement. These ones were 30. Then the next one, 10 passed all the 3 items. So I'll say the number of people who passed item 1, these ones passed item 2, and they passed item 3. They were 10. Then, hope we're on the same page. Then the next one. Those who passed item 1 and item 2 only were 3 times those who passed item 3 only. Now, that's where now the mathematics is going to come in. They are telling you that I'm extracting this statement here. Those who pass item 1 and item 2 only. So mathematically, right? They pass item 1 and item 2 only. Only, meaning they did not pass item 3. I put a complement. Where 3 times, meaning was equal to 3 times those who passed item 3 only. So I will say is 3 times those who passed item 3 only, meaning that they did pass item 1, they did not pass item 2, but they passed item 3. So that is the meaning. That is the mathematical statement. Then the last one, a total of 100 students sat for the assessment. And that means that the number of students who sat for the assessment was 100. Now, that's how you summarize. So that is the summary for the 3. Now, when you look here, this is the information we are going to put on our Venn diagram. Yes, kind of type in the chat whether we're on the same page. Type in the chat whether we're on the same page. You can just say yes, yes, yes. Okay. People are saying, one is saying yes. Okay. 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 Okay, good. Now you are going to, I wanted to draw my diagram here on this same slide. Allow me to remove these statements here such that I can create space, and allow me to use now, in fact, let me use blue. I want to draw it here such that we use this space here. Now here, we have gotten our thing as 100. Now I'm going to draw 1, 2, and 3. So for item 1, this is item 1. But when you look very well here, this is where there's someone who was asking, do you need always to put here? Now, this is item 1. This is, I'm going to call it item 2. I'm going to call this item 3. When you look outside, you may not see any information. So you start, these ones who didn't like any of the 3 items were 4. So outside here, we shall have 4. This one wanted item 1. He didn't like item 2 and item 3. So here I'll put my 6. Then the 10 is here for item 2. Then, a minute, let me plug. Okay, Then, when I come here, this person liked item 1 and item 3. Item 1 and item 3 is here, and here you have 8. Now check, dear students, that here we didn't have the word on, we had the word only. That's why we are putting, and we don't subtract. Then item 2 and item 3 is here. So here I'm going to put my 30. We don't subtract because there was the word only. Then those who liked all the 3 items, here we had our 10. Now, that is all the information we have. Now, what next? We have this information here, and we must use it. Now, in order for us to use that information, they have given us those like item 1 and item 2 here. And they told us they don't like item 3 is equal to 3 times those who like item 3 only. So what can I do? I can say that these ones here who like item 1 and item, okay, I can say these ones who like item 3 only, if they are, let me say A. So, but I'm going to come here and I define it now. I will say the number of people who like item 3, but don't like item 2 and item 1. Complement is what is defined by my A. So when I come to this upper statement, meaning those who like item 1, item 2, and they don't like item 3 is equal to 3 times item 1, item 2, and item 3. But the whole of this statement here, I've represented it by A, meaning that this one is going to equal to 3A. So meaning that the number of students who like item 1, item 2, and don't like item 3 is going to equal to 3A. Meaning that up here, I'm going to put 3A. Members, are we on the same page? Kindly let me know whether now we are on the same page, that particular part. I want to, okay, people are saying yes. Okay, no. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm going to repeat a bit. Someone, let me first pick admin. The person called admin. Excuse me, Chair. Yes. Chair, may I please repeat? Okay. Let me repeat. Now, I'm going to repeat, I think, that last part. Now, here, this part where I'm putting 3A, it came from this statement here, that those who passed item 1 and item 2 only. So those ones, item 1 and item 2 only, meaning item 1, they didn't pass item 3. So these ones, the number is equal where 3 times those who passed item 3 only. Now, to represent item 3 only, it means I will say they don't like item 1, they don't like item 2, but they passed item 3. But I'm saying that if this number who like item 3 only is A, it means that now I'm going to have 3 times this, which is A, which will give me 3A. So that means that where I have, this is complement, where I have item 1 and item 2 only is where I'm going to put my 3A. So I'm going to have my Venn diagram like this. Hope that is okay now. Now, I have summarized my information in the, I've summarized. Now, what is next? Next is to find out what is this A. So in order for me to find what my A is, I'm going to add everything I have within my sets and I equate to 100. I'll add 6, 3, 8, 10, 8, 30, 10, and 4. I equate to 100 because we had 100 students that did the paper. So allow me to go now to the next and I add. So we know that the number of students who sat for the items were 100. So I'm going to add, I'm starting with item 1. Item 1, we had 6, 3, 8, 10, and 8. So I'll say 6 plus 3A plus 10 plus 8 plus. Now what is remaining is me adding 10, 30, and A. Then I'll say I have the 10 plus the 30 plus the A plus what I have who didn't pass any item. There were 4 should give me 100. So I start adding the unknowns. Unknowns, I have the 3A and the A. So 3A plus A will give us a 4A plus 6 plus 10 plus 8 plus 10 plus 30 plus 4. I think that is 68. Just confirm. Should give me 100. Confirm that it is 68. That's what I'm getting roughly. Is it 68? Okay. Yes, okay. People are saying yes, it is 68. So meaning now I'm going to say 4A is equal to 100 minus 68. And I'll have my 4A is equal to 32. So in order for me to find A, I will divide by 4, divide by 4. So my A will equal to 8. Now I have finished that part. Now I've not yet answered the questions, but I've finished my A. So after finishing my A, I'm going to come and I substitute. Where there is A, I put 8. Where there is A, I put 8. Now this one being 3A, 3A means 3 times A. So I'm going to come back here and I draw my Venn diagram again in a good way. And now I placed in every value I have obtained. So this was our I1, this was our I2, this was our I3. Here you had 8, here you had 10, here you had 30. So this was 10, this was 6. Here we had A, but A we have obtained 8. Here we had 3A, so I'll say 3A, which is 3 times 8, and I'll end up with 3 times 8, that is 24. Here I'll end up with 24. Now, after drawing my diagram here, I had 4, and here I had my 100. Now, after drawing that, I'm going to go back and I start answering one by one. So the first question wanted, find how many students passed one item only. One item only. Now, one item only. So I'll say Roman 1. Number of students who passed one item only. Now, those who passed one item only, when you look at our Venn diagram, these are the people. This one passed item 1 only, this one passed item 2 only, and this one. So I'm going to summarize and say item 1 who passed only one item in simple terms is going to be item 1. Now here, item 1 intersection item 2 complement intersection item 3 complement plus item 1 complement intersection item 2 intersection item 3 complement plus item 1 complement intersection item 2 complement intersection item 3. And then those people are going to be these ones, 6 plus 10 plus 8. And now this one will give us, this is 24. So I will say 24 students. Then I go to the second one, which is Roman 2. Hope we are together, friends. Each item, find how many passed each item. Now for each item, I'm going to allow you to do it, but we can do one. Now, those who passed each item, I'm going to say those who passed item 1. So I will say number of students who passed item 1. So the number of students who passed item 1, I have this one, I have this one, and this one. So I'll say 6 plus 24 plus 10 plus 8. And now this one will give me 48 students. Can we find the rest and type in the chat the answers? Find for me how many students passed item 2. How many students passed item 3? Fine, let us also calculate those ones. Then you place your answer in the chat. Okay, let me pick a hand. Yes, Samsung, unmute.
Yes, sir. The question is saying number of students who pass item 1 only. I think the answer should be 6 because only 6 students pass item 1 only.
Okay, let me first check the question, what is saying. But one item. They said one item only. They didn't say item 1. Those are two different things.
Okay.
If the question was item 1 only, that is okay. But this is one item only. So they are totally different.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Yes, Collins?
The answer is 24.
24? For which one?
One item only.
Oh, one item only. Yes. Yes, that is correct. Okay. Now we're on item 2, where we are saying find the people who take each of the items. So the people who passed item 1, people who passed item 2, and people who passed item 3. That's what we are finding. Yes. Alvin? Alvin, unmute.
Yes, item 2 of unmuted, sir.
Recording in progress.
Yes,
Sir.
saying? Continue. Alvin, continue. Oh, I think we are muted. Okay, but let me hope people are calculating. Yes, Alvin?
Sir, item 2, there's 74.
74
Then
students.
item 3, there are 56.
56. Okay, thank you. Please let's check that those are the answers we have. And in case those are the answers you are getting, okay. Wafla, Francis, okay. Melissa, hope that's what you have. Bilungi, Jessica. Okay. 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 Hope everyone has those answers. Okay. Then so those who are not getting them, please you check out. For item 3, you add 8, 10, 30, and this 8. Item 2, add the 10, add the 24, the 10, and then the 30. So that's how. Okay. Okay. Melissa, I've not seen whether you have. Okay. Then the last one. Using data values, which of the 3 items should the teacher prepare to have extra discussions with the students? Yes, someone can raise up the hand and you tell us. So, I start with Alvin. Tell us, part 3. Okay, okay. Liz? Liz, unmute, yes.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
So I think the teacher should have extra discussions for item 1 because it's the item that most students failed.
Thank you so much. Now, Liz, you need to, yes, your answer is correct, but can you give even the figures?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Most students, few students passed item 1, which is 48. And so the teacher should have extra discussions for this item.
Okay, very good. Thank you, that is correct. So that's how members we need to conclude. Include the figures, what you are basing on to say so. So when you look at, when you look at that, that's how you had to conclude. And write in words, you write in words that the teacher should have or should prepare to have extra discussion with the students who attempted item 1 because it is the item with the least number of passes, which is 48 students. So you can conclude that in a very good way. Yes, Huwei and Madrin, you can unmute. Yes.
Conclusion. I should give the number, then I give any possible
You give the possible
way forward.
Oh, now since here they did not ask for the possible way, then you may ignore it. But in case a question asks for the possible way, then you give the answer, give the reason and the figure, and then give some solutions you think the teacher can do. Hope that is okay. Okay, then lastly, Bilongi and Newton.
Okay, teacher, I thought that those ones that should be given the extra discussion are the ones who failed because they got nothing. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay. Oh, yes, also, your opinion is also okay. Yes, but here, since they're asking us which of the 3 items, like when you read a question, they ask which of the 3 items. Because now these ones didn't pass anything, meaning that also they are going to be helped. But what about among those 3 items? So that's where the question was focusing. Among those 3 items. I don't know whether Newton, you have got it.
Yes.
Okay. Then Bilonji.
Teacher, how did you like
Yes?
taxi?
I'm not getting you.
I didn't get taxi.
I'm not getting you well.
Teacher, I'm saying I didn't get taxi.
Part C, we are looking at the number of students. And when you look at the number of students, you are noticing that item 1, students who passed were 48. Item 2 were 74. Item 3, they were 56. Meaning that you look at these ones, it means that this one is an indicator that many students failed item 1 compared to item 3 and compared to item 2. So if the teacher is to do corrections, if he's to offer more extra discussions, then he needs to revise item 1 because many students failed it. Hope that is okay. Okay. Now, let's do, this is going to be one of the last numbers. Let's do at least one more. And then I'll give you more numbers that you can try out during the course of the day. Yeah. Now here, I wanted to involve in percentages. Here I'm involving in percentages. First read through, and I want you to first summarize as well. First read through, and then you summarize. Yes, we are summarizing. We are summarizing. After summarizing, then we are going to do it together. Now, when you look at this question, they're telling you that at a college is considering offering grants to students involved in sports activities with the criteria that more than 70% of the applicants must participate in at least one of the sports, volleyball, tennis, or badminton. Now, when you look at this question, they have defined for you already. Volleyball, they have called it V. Tennis, they have called it T. And badminton, they have called it B. Now, for such questions, don't go and use other letters of your choice. that I want to use this, I want to use this. No. Now stick to the question, to the ones they have used in the question. And more than 50% must be proficient in at least 2 of the 3 sports. The college receives application from 150 students. Now here I can summarize direct away. Number of students at the college, we have 150. Once the grant, revealing that 65 students play volleyball. So I'll say number of students who play volleyball is 65. 70 play tennis. I'll say number of people play tennis is equal to 70. And 80 play badminton. The number who play badminton is equal to 80. Then I'll continue. So I've stopped here. So then additionally, 30 students play both volleyball and tennis. Now that one I'll say play volleyball and tennis is equal to 30. Here there is no word only. And we said whenever you find a word only is not there, meaning we are going to subtract. Additionally, 25 play volleyball and badminton. So I'll say number of students play volleyball and badminton is equal to 25. And 35 play both tennis and badminton. So we'll say tennis and badminton is equal to 35. While 23 students did not participate in any of the 3 sports, then I will say they don't like tennis, they don't like badminton, and they don't like volleyball. So these are 23. I think you have seen those students who don't like any kind of sports and they will never engage in any. So those are the ones that are 23. Now, when you look at our question, like you remember some of the do's I told you, you are not saying they have not given you those who play all the 3 games. Now, for such a case, you are going to define, is the first thing you define. You say, those who like tennis, basketball, and volleyball, let it be X. Now, you have summarized your data very well. Now, here, they will always give you. Why? Remember, you are a bit disadvantaged that there's nothing like standard that has come out. So let us put everything such that the examiner, they don't have any excuse of denying us the marks. If they talk about summarizing, when you have it, they talk about defining, you have it. So do not leave out any mark and don't leave out any statement thinking it is irrelevant. Anything you are doing, it is relevant. Now, they're asking us that using the information given, determine whether the college should offer the grants based on the criteria that more than 80% of the students must participate in at least 1 sport and more than 50% must be proficient in at least 2 sports. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is to draw my Venn diagram. I'll come, I will draw my Venn diagram. Here, I'll have my 150. I'll draw my first. But don't forget, we said we must use a compass, but you need to balance and to. So here we have 65. Here I have my 70. Then here I have my 80. Now, the first thing we said you put is the part for all. Who like all, X. So I'll put my X first. Then I start V and T. V and T. We have said that the moment you find that there is no word only, then you must always subtract minus the intersection of the 3. So volleyball and T is 30. So I will say 30 minus X. Then volleyball and B is 25. So since there is no word only, I say 25 minus X. Then T and B is 35. So here I'll say 35 minus X. Members, let me know in the chat whether we're on the same page. Yes, just let me in the chat whether we're on the same page. Okay. Okay, good, good. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm saying that when they tell us volleyball and T, they are 30. Meaning that when you look at volleyball and T, this is the whole of volleyball and T. The moment you add all those members in that set, you must be able to get 30. So when I have 30 minus x plus x, I'll end up with 30. That is the meaning. Then now, what am I going to do next? To do next, I'm going to find out other parts from my set. Remember, here, did they said 23 don't like any. I'll put here 23. Now, I'm going to label. I don't have this one. I don't have this one. I don't have this. So I'm going to also label that those who like volleyball, they don't like basketball, and they don't like tennis. There is what I'm using as my A. Then, those who like tennis, but they don't like anything like volleyball, and they don't like anything like basketball. Those ones is what I'm using as B. Then those who like basketball, but they don't like volleyball and they don't like tennis is what I'm using as my C. Now, after defining them like that, what am I going to do? I'm going to find out those who like volleyball. So number of those who like volleyball is equal to 65, meaning that when I add everything I have here, I must get 65. So I'll come and I say A plus 25 minus x plus x plus 30 minus x should give me 65. Now, minus x plus x, this is a 0. So I'll end up with A plus 25 plus 30 minus x is equal to 65. Then I add 25 plus 30. What do I get? I'll get 55. So I'll say A plus 55 minus x is equal to 65. Now, the first thing you take is take the digits. So I'll say A minus x is equal to 65 minus 55. So you take the digits first. So I'll end up with A minus x is equal to 10. Now, since I want to find A, I will take then x, the other side. But since it is negative, once it crosses, it becomes a plus. So I'll say A is equal to 10 plus x. So meaning where there is A, here is the same as having 10 plus x. Now, I go on. After finding A, I have to find B, I have to find C. But can I ask you now, each one of you, to find what is B and find what is C? Yes, let's do that. For the same procedure, I've said V. Now, meaning to find B, I'll add everything I have here, I equate to 70. To find C, I'll add everything I have here, I equate to 8. So find for me B and C after typing your writing, you can type your answer in the chat, what you are having. Feel free to type your answer. We are looking for that B and C. In other words, we are checking how can B be written in form of X. Yeah, that's what I am looking for. How can we write B in terms of X? Okay, I'm seeing from Chilabo is telling us B is X plus 5. Emmanuel is saying 20 plus X. Samsung, can you check out how you're getting X minus 5? 20 plus, oh. Okay, I think the answers. Oh, okay. I think the answers are already there. So people are getting for B, they are getting 5 plus X. And for C, people have obtained their answers 20 plus X. Now, after obtaining those ones, then we are going to go on and get what is X. In order for us to get X, we add everything we have, and then we go on and equate to 150. So allow me, like I've told you, we have two ways you can do it. When you want, you can just get one set. In order for you to minimize the X's, you can have this set, and you know that everything in this set is adding up to 65. So you can say 65 plus this, plus this, plus this, plus 23 is equal to 150. Alternatively, you can add everything. So I'm going to write both, and then you choose for you which one you want. So we have said you can have 65 plus 5 plus X plus 35 minus X plus 20 plus X plus 23 is equal to 150. Alternatively, you can add everything you have, 10 plus X plus 20 minus X plus X plus 30 minus X plus 5 plus X plus 35 minus X plus 20 plus X plus 23 should give us 150. Yes. Yes, Jessica.
Teacher, I got my X as 25.
X as 25. Your final answer as 5?
25.
Your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. Jessica, let's prove and see whether it is fine. Okay. So here we are going to add all the unknowns. Like we are not saying this is X and this is minus X. So these two can really cancel. So I'll have 65 plus 5 plus, so you can add, I'm getting 65 plus 5 plus 35 plus 20 plus 23. I'm getting 148. Confirm that that's what you have. I have 148 plus X is equal to 150. The same thing here, I'm saying 148 plus 6, X is equal to 150. So confirm, and I'm saying my X is 150 minus 148, X is equal to 2. Jessica, can you check out how you got the 25? Okay, X is 2, X is 2, okay. Okay, now that's how you get your X. So I'm getting my X is equal to 2. Now, after obtaining your X, you go back to the Venn diagram where there is X, you put in. Here I will say now 10 plus 2, which is 12. 25 minus 2, 2. 30 minus 2, 35 minus 2, 5 plus 2, 20 plus 2. So allow me now to come here and I summarize my diagram again after substituting in our 2. So for volleyball, I had 65. For tennis, we had 70. And for basketball, we had our 80. So this was 23. So 20 plus 2, I know you have 22. Here, 35 minus 2, I have 33. Here, 25 minus 2, I have 23. Here I have 2. 30 minus 2, I have 28. Here I have 12. And here I'll have 5 plus 2, which is 7. So I expect your summarized, your final drawing to be like this. Now, after doing so, you are going to go back. You are going to go back to the question. They asked, using the information given, determine whether the college should offer the grants based on the criteria that more than 80% of the students must participate in at least one sport. Now, you first answer that one. At least one sport. Now, at least one sport, you ask us, we said at least one. In simple terms, it means greater than or equal to 1. It means that these students can either participate in 1, 2, or 3. Yes, Jessica and Linda.
Teacher.
Yes.
Teacher, sorry, I just left my hand up.
Okay. Yes,
Good
Linda.
morning.
Morning.
Teacher, good morning.
Morning, Linda.
Teacher, I wanted to know how you got X.
How from here, like, have you understood this? How we came up with this?
No, that's why I'm consulting.
Okay. Now, did you have this diagram here? These ones here. Did you get the
Yes.
5 plus x, 20 plus x?
Yes.
Now, Linda, what we do? We add. I want to add this 10 plus x, add 30 minus x, add this x, add this, add this, add this, add this, and this, and then equate to 150.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Now, at least one spot. So at least, the word at least means greater than or equal to. So at least one spot, it means that this child is going to take on. So now, what am I going to do? At least one. It means this one qualifies. This one takes volleyball, tennis, and basketball. This one takes both, and also this one takes. Meaning we are going to add everything we have in our set. So now I'm going to add everything. So allow me to just say 12 plus 28 plus 23 plus 2 plus 22 plus 33 plus 7. And when you add everything, I'm sure you are going to get 127. I think, yes, 127 students. Alternatively, but here, don't forget to summarize. I don't have the time to summarize for you by saying volleyball only plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this. But alternatively, since they said at least one sport, meaning everything within the union qualifies. So alternatively, it means that you can say 150 minus those who don't take any game, which is 23. So still you get 127. Hope you have got that. Alternatively, another approach for at least one sport. At least one sport, you know, everything within the union qualifies. Meaning that to get the total what is in union, you just remove those who don't take any. So you say 150 minus 23. But in case this one is not okay, then add everything you have. Okay. Now, those are 100. Then after that, you are going to ask yourself, because they gave us percentages, this question is in percentage, you ask yourself, does it meet the criteria of 80%? Then I'll come. I've got 127. So I say probability that at least a student participates in one sport. So this one is going to be equal to the total number of the students, they're 127. Divide by how many are they that we have 150. Then after that, you're going to say, ask yourself, but the percentage we multiply by 100. So here, you'll ask yourself, what do I get? 127 divided by 150, then times 100. So the answer I'm getting here is 84.667. 57. And this is percentage. This 100 is what represents our percentage because we are looking for the percentage. Now, you are not seeing that here. I've told you that when it comes to percentage, write to at least 2 decimal places. Now, you are not seeing here that this is the answer. And when you look at our criteria, they said as long as the child, one of the criteria exceeds 80%, and you can notice that it is really above 80%. Now we go to the second criteria. Must participate in at least one, and more than 50% must be proficient in at least 2 sports. Now you go to the second criteria and say at least 2 sports. So I say at least 2 sports. Now, at least 2 sports, what does it mean? These ones, at least 2, means 2 and more. So we have everything I'm putting red. Those are the ones for 2 sports. So I will say at least 2 sports, I'll have 28 plus 2 plus 23 plus 33. And when I add everything there, I have 28 plus 2 plus 23 plus 33, which will give me 86. Now, we go back and find out the probability. Now, what is going to be our probability? At least 2 sports. So at least 2 sports now, it means we shall have our 86 out of the total number, which is 150 times 100. So 100 is the percentage. Because they have given us our probabilities in percentages, meaning we must also convert it to percentage. So when you place your calc, you are noticing that here, the answer you're getting is 57.33%. Now you go back to your question. Ask yourself, are all the 2 criteria meant? Are they fulfilled? Because the first one, the percentage was, it must be above 80. And then it must be above 50, more than 50. And we are getting our answer as 57, meaning that one is okay. This one, 80, meaning it is very okay. So now I'm going to come here and I make a conclusion. So this is very crucial for the conclusion. How are you going to conclude? I'm going to just read for you how you can conclude. So now here you are going to say that since those that play at least one game are 84.667%, and those that can play at least 2 games are 57.33%, and so they meet the set conditions of more than the 80% and the 50%. And therefore, the school should go ahead and give, what was it? So the school should go on and give the grants, and give the grants to the students. Members, let me know in the chat whether we are clear on that, on the conclusion. Is that clear? Just say yes in the chat. Okay, yes, perfect. Okay, so that's how you conclude on that particular number. State the figures, state your figures, be clear on the figures you are stating. Don't just end, don't just end like Solomon. Just make sure you end in a good way. Yes, Patrick.
So maybe please help me and restate the conclusion.
I repeat it. Okay, let me hope I've got you. I think you want the conclusion. I was saying that the conclusion you are going to say, since those that play at least one game are 84.66%, and those that can play at least 2 of the games are 57.3%. Therefore, they meet the set conditions of more than 80% and more than 50% respectively. Therefore, the school can go ahead and give the grants. So that is your conclusion. So you'll be able to get the 2 scores or the 3 scores for the conclusion. Then the last part, calculate the probability that randomly selected student from the group participates in only one of the sports. Now, for that one, only one of the sports. So you are going to say, that is Roman 2, part B, only one of the sports. So only one of the sports, meaning that child does volleyball only, does tennis only, and does badminton only. So I'll summarize. Do not forget, I'll say volleyball only means volleyball doesn't like tennis, does not like badminton. Plus, those students that like basketball or badminton, they don't like volleyball, they don't like tennis. Plus, those students that like tennis, oh, sorry, I don't. Okay. So those who like, who don't like, sorry. Let me be. Those who don't like volleyball, they don't like badminton, but they like tennis. And therefore, you go and you add the 12 plus 7 plus 22. So when you add, I don't know what you get, 12 plus 7 plus 22, that is 41. So you get 41 students here. Now, to get the probability, you will say the probability that a child wants does only one sport will equal to here now. When you are writing, you say probability is equal to number of students. Here you say number of students who play only one sport, number of students play one sport out of the total number of students, Then after you bring your 41, divide by our number, which is 150. So in case, now when you check out our answers, you are noticing that they gave us in percentages. So I will say 41 divided by 150, which is 0.277. So here your conclusion, I'll convert it to percentages, and I say 27.3%. That will be my conclusion. So in case you see percentages, give your answer in percentages. But like I want you always to be on a very safer side. Do not conclude from first write your fraction very well, then go on and convert to percentage by multiplying by 100. And therefore here in your conclusion, you say that the number of students who play the probability, I think the probability. So the probability of the number of students who play only one game is 27.3%. Okay, let me pick this hand. Yes, Enid. Enid, you can unmute.
Good morning, teacher.
Yes, good morning.
Teacher, I'm just asking, so how many number of decimal places should we round off?
For at least 2.
Okay.
Yeah, unless they have specified. If they don't specify, at least write 2. Okay. So I think that is for that particular number. So we are going to end at this point. We are going to end here. Let me hope you have understood. But I had other numbers, but for these other numbers, I want you to take a screenshot. But I'm going to share the PowerPoint. I'm going to share the PowerPoint such that you can try them in your free time. So you try for me this number. Okay, hope people have taken the screenshot, but I'm sharing it shortly after this session in your group chats. There is this number. There is this number. Okay, there is that number. Okay, there is that number. Okay, so we are going to end here for today. Let's meet tomorrow at the same time. Let's meet tomorrow at the same time for another session. We shall have a session at 2 still for chemistry, so also keep time. Let me take 2 hands. The rest, feel free to drop off. Linda, unmute, and appeal.
Teacher.
Yes.
Teacher.
Yes,
I was
please.
requested. Can you please send some questions about linear programming?
Yes, I'm going to say, I think we are going to do linear programming on Wednesday.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
But I will send. Yes. Appeal. Okay. Yes. So the rest kindly drop off. Yes. The rest drop off. Let me give you 2 minutes. I want everyone off. I want to do something. I want to do something. So let me wait for you to drop off. Yes? Yeah? Yes, ask. But you are very far away from your microphone.
This part of part Roman numeral 1. I don't know if you can go back to the question.
This one?
Yeah. Yeah. Like that part of and more than 50% must be proficient in at least 2 skills. Yeah. So could you repeat?
Yes?
Could you
Could Happy, I'm not getting you, you're saying?
Okay.
Yes?
Proficient. Repeat it for me.
Okay, Happy, I'm not getting you clearly. Okay, but I think you wanted some clarification on this. Now, the percentage they gave you, they wanted you to prove, they wanted you to show whether when you solve your number, the percentage you get is above 80%. And if it is 80%, it means that the one of the criteria is met. And if it is below, it means that one of that criteria will not work. So they wanted you to offer the advice. What can they do? Or what should them do in case maybe it is not met? So here, when we calculated at least one means that that child may either be doing volleyball only, or he can be doing volleyball and tennis, or he can be doing all the 3 games. So that is the meaning, at least one. And when they say at least 2, it means that the minimum number of sports activities this child can play are 2. So you consider those who play volleyball and badminton and tennis and volleyball, and even all the 3 games. I think you have seen those children who are talented, who can play more than 2 games. You find the child is good at this game and this game. So that is what they mean by at least 2 sports activities. I don't know whether Pia have helped, but you can put the question. So the rest, I want you to drop off. Oh, but let me make you drop off. Yeah, because what I'm going to do, I'm continuing. I want to make this recording a bit lengthy by doing more other numbers. That's what I want to do. So, but feel free in case you want to stay on, it is okay. But that's what I want to do, but the lesson has ended. Yes, wait. Away?
Yes. Teacher,
Yes.
please help us put back the question for number 6 so we can screenshot.
Number 6, eh?
Yes.
Is there?
Thank you. Just a minute. Okay, thank you, teacher. I'm done.
Okay. Okay. The
Thank
rest,
you.
please drop off. I want to work out these solutions. That's why I want to stay here alone. Okay. Yeah. But those who want, you can stay on, no problem. Yeah. So, activity number 5. So when it's okay. So activity number 5, still we first summarize in a bid to determine the likelihood of a particular cell phone being successful on the market. Your uncle who owns an electronics workshop tasked you to conduct a survey. So still here, since they have already defined what we are going to use, we are going to still go on and summarize. So I'll say the number of the survey people was equal to 150. The number of people he would owned a flip phone, which is represented by P is 45. Then those who owned an iPhone was 60. Those who owned a Galaxy was 63. 15 owned a flip phone and an iPhone. So that one I say flip phone and an iPhone was equal to 15. Galaxy and iPhone, so I'll say Galaxy and iPhone was equal to 25. Then this one on a Galaxy, a flip phone only. So I'll say only, like we have said only, it would be 15. And 5 on order 3. So I'll say Galaxy, this and this is equal to 5. Now, after summarizing, I'm going to go on and I draw my Venn diagram. So my Venn diagram, I'll have this. Do not forget always for you use a pair of compass. So this is going to be 150. This one is going to be 63. This one is going to be 45. Then this one is going to be my 60. Then inside here, we said always first put your intersection is going to be 5. Then I'm going to go on. And I put my values. So here, F and I. So meaning that when we add what we have here and here, we must be able to come up with 15. So here I'll have 10. Then here G and F only, they gave us here 15. Then G and I is 25. So here we shall have 20. So now my task is to find out what I have as my this, and what I have as this. So I must always go on and define. So I will say that the number of students who like key only, but they don't like the iPhones and they don't like the flip is equal to A. The number of students who don't like G, but like F and don't love I is equal to C. And then the number of students who don't like G, but like I and don't like F is equal to B. So now my task is to find out G only, F only, and I only. So I'll come here and I say the number of people with G is equal to 63. So I'll say A plus 20 plus 5 plus 15 is equal to 63. So A plus So when I add 20 plus 5 plus 15, I'll end up with 40 is equal to 63. So my A is equal to 63 minus 40, which will give me a 23. Then after that, I'll find F. So for my F is equal to 45. So I'll have 15 plus 5 plus 10 plus C is equal to 45. So I'll have 15 plus 5 plus 10, which will give me a 30 plus C is equal to 45. So my C will equal to 45 minus 30, which will give me 45 minus 30, that is 15. So I'll have my SAT 15. Then for an iPhone only, here, I'll have 20 plus B plus 5 plus 10 is equal to 60. So 20 plus 5 plus 10, which is equal to, that is 35 plus B is equal to 60. And my B will equal to 60 minus 35, which is equal to 25. Then here, I'm going to define it as X. Those who don't like anything, G prime intersection I prime intersection F prime is my X. So after doing so, I know that my B is equal to 25. I know my C is equal to 15. And I know my A is 23. So my next thing, they wanted us to find out if there are people who have not owned any of the 3 gadgets, people who don't have any of the 3 gadgets. So meaning I'm going to add up everything I have within my set, and then I add on X, I equate to 150. So the whole of this set here has 63 members. So I can say 63 plus 15 plus 10 plus 25 plus X is equal to 150. Alternatively, add individual items, add individual, and then equate. So I'm going to have 63 plus 15 plus 10 plus 25 plus X should give us 150. And so this one will give us 63 plus 15 plus 10 plus 25 will equal to 103 plus X is equal to 150. And my X will equal to 150 minus 113. So 150 minus 13 is equal to 37. So I'll have 37 students. So I'll conclude and say that the number of students who did not own any of the 3 phones is 37 students. Then I will come back, I draw my proper diagram, and I put here 150. I know I'll have another one here. This one is going to be 63. This one is going to be 45. Then this one is going to be 60. So here I have 25. I have 20. I have 5, 10. I'll have 15 here, 15, and I have 23 here. Then, okay, after that, I'm going to go on and then go to the next part of the question. And the next part of the question wanted, calculate the probability of people who owned only one type of each cell phone. Now, that one, probability who owned one. So I'm going to say for Galaxy only. So the probability of owning only Galaxy only is going to be the probability of G intersection F complement intersection I complement divided by the sample space. So this one will equal to 23 out of 150. So 23 divided by 150, I'll end up with 0.153. Why am I giving them in points? When you look at the what they wanted us to use to find out whether it exceeds 0.1. So that's why I'm giving them in points. Then after Galaxy only, I'll say I'll find for F only, and those are what we call the flip phone. So for flip phone, I'll say probability of flip phone only will equal to N G F, sorry, that one doesn't have because I want free pen only. Flip, then intersection I divide by this. So for flip is this one here, which is 15. So I'll say 15 out of 150. So 15 divided by 150, which will give me 0.1. Then I go to iPhone only. So iPhone only, the probability of iPhone only will equal to G complement F complement intersection iPhone out of this. So here iPhone only is this. So I'll have 25 out of 150, which will give me 25 out of 150, which will give 0.1667. So here, when you find that the decimal is recurring, at least write it to 2 decimal places. So that was for part 2. And then part C, advise your uncle on whether to purchase more of these types. Now, this was our part B. Now, when you go back to the question they wanted, they told us that the uncle will make a decision if those types exceed 0.1. Now, when you look at our probabilities, you are noticing that Galaxy is exceeding 0.1. Flip phone is exactly 0.1. iPhone is 0.1. Now, you ask yourself, which one is above 0.1? Then you can say that I would advise my uncle to purchase more of the Galaxy phone because the probability is 0.153, which exceeds 0.1. Then and also to buy more of the iPhones because its probability is 0.1667, which exceeds 0.1. So you'd advise him to buy the Galaxy and the iPhone because their probabilities are exceeding 0.1. But for the flip phone, it is exact, so it doesn't go. So there is no need to buy more of that kind of type. So that was our activity number 5. So that's how you had to attempt, and that's how you had to conclude. Because for part C, we have said that the Galaxy and iPhone, because their probabilities of 0.153 and 0.1667 are exceeding 0.1. So you should purchase more of those types. Okay. So that was our item. Yes, so those 2 phones will be successful on the market. Okay, so since their probabilities are exceeding, so those phones will be successful on the market. It should bring more because they will be successful on markets. Okay, that was our item number 5. Then the last item 6, when it comes to item 6, still item 6 had a gym and they wanted us to still go on and summarize. When you look at this item, they have already summarized. I don't know. Let me ask, are you people following? Allow me to ask. I'm just asking because I'm recording. I'm just making a recording. Oh, okay. In case you have a question, you can ask. In case you have a question, anyone with a question on a previous number, I'm just making a recording. Okay. We can, yes. Then for item number 6, still we first do the summary, but since it has already been defined for us, we just go on and summarize it the way we have. Okay, now they're telling us that in a gym, they're thinking of adding more equipment. The manager has a sample of 60 members. So I'll say the number, the sample space is 60. You consider 3 types of equipment. So we have the treadmill, stairmasters, and dumbbells. The manager will therefore come up with a decision to purchase more equipment if the chance of the member who prefers only one equipment exceeds 0.1. Then they have given us for the treadmill, which is T is 15 members. 30 used staircases. So stairmasters, they're using S is equal to 30. And then they are telling us for 8 use 30, 19. Then for the dump is equal to 19. Then they're telling us 8 use the mill and stair. So I will say the mill is the mill and then the stair. So we shall say trade and then the stair. This one is equal to 8. Please take note that for this one, particular one, there is no word only. Then 12 use treadmill and dumbbell. So I will say treadmill and dumbbell is equal to 12. And 7 used master and this. Then I'll say for masters, for stairmasters is S and D, and this one is equal to 7. And 5 used order 3. So for order 3, I say S, D, and T is equal to 5. Okay, now after summarizing, you notice that when you read the question, they wanted someone who didn't do any of the equipments, probability of chosen randomly. Yes, now for this particular one, still you do the same. But when you look at this particular number, it is almost the same like our activity 5. So I'll ask you to go on and you try it on your own to find out how many people didn't like any of them. So then you make your own conclusion based on what you have done. But this one, you can try it out and find out whether you get the answers. But the answers that you should get for members who didn't like any of them, here, your answer should be, now here, you can define it. You can define it as X. So here, I expect you to get 18. 18, these were what? 18 members. Then the probability of at least one of the equipments, I'll expect you to get 0.283, which was 17 out of 16 out of 60. Then your advice, I'll expect you to base on the individual ones. Yes, I'll expect you to base on the individual ones that you get for each of those equipments. But you try out. But here I expect you to have 20 out of 60, 0 out of 60, and 5 out of 60. Then for this particular one, still go on and summarize, and then test yourself on all these items. I'm very sure when you finish all those items, you'll be very good to attempt that number when it appears. Then, okay, so allow me. Okay. So we are going to end here. Allow me to stop the sharing and let me wish you a good day. Any questions? Okay. So have a good day. Let's meet in the afternoon for another lesson. Bye. Enjoy. Okay. So you can try, let me send them in your WhatsApp chat for you to be able to try out. Okay, bye everyone.